This video discusses the process of setting up Identity Guardian on a shared device using the ZDNA cloud. For shared devices, two configuration profiles can be created, one for enrollment and one for authentication. If an enrollment profile already exists, it can be edited to create the authentication profile. Here we are editing an enrollment profile previously created. Creation of the authentication profile applies when either facial biometrics is employed with barcode generation or when SSO is employed, with SSO set as the primary authentication and none set for secondary authentication. Under Usage Mode, for Application Mode, select Authentication. Since this profile is targeted for authentication on a shared device, skip the Enrollment Configuration section and proceed to the Authentication Configuration section. Select the options desired based on your requirements. In this example, for Verification Setup 1, barcode is the comparison source. If SSO is used for this shared device rather than a barcode, none would be selected here in the comparison source. The primary authentication factor would be set to SSO, and secondary would be set to none. However, in this case, we're proceeding with using a barcode for the comparison source, so the primary authentication factor is set to SSO, the secondary authentication factor is set to passcode, and here, the fallback is set to admin bypass passcode. In the lock screen event options, set the verification setup to initiate based on the triggered event. In this case, all lock screen events are designated with Verification Setup 1. Next, set the admin bypass passcode, which was designated for fallback authentication. Configure facial authentication. Then configure SSO authentication. Select the options based on your requirements. For configuration settings, enter the appropriate JSON data. Configure SSO mapping. Enter the role, then the SSO key and value the user is registered with in your SSO provider. Add a description, then click Next and Apply Now. Select the target device, then click Apply to apply the authentication profile to the device. The authentication profile has been applied to this device shown here. In the authentication screen, the user is prompted to scan their barcode to unlock their device. After the barcode is scanned, the primary authentication method is initiated, in this case, SSO. Then the secondary authentication takes place, in this case, the passcode. After entering the passcode, the user gains access to the device. This concludes this video. Thank you for watching.